16 essential tips to bring your Witcher 3 gameplay to the next level. Stay tuned for that. What's up guys, I'm Franky Boy on this channel covering everything regarding The Witcher 3. And yeah, I've played The Witcher 3 for about 500 hours I would say, and today I got some awesome tips for you to improve yourself and get used to the gameplay. If you're re-entering The Witcher or you are there for the first time, more than welcome. Now when starting with The Witcher 3 you will be introduced to this feature. In your inventory you will find those repair sets for armor as well as for weapons, and they are pretty expensive. You might eventually fall for the trap of buying them. And yeah, while it's handy to have some of them with you at all points in the game, because sometimes you will be in a mission or so where you can't go out, I would recommend of course going to the vendors or in general to the smiths, and of course use the repair feature here and repair everything that you have. It totally makes sense to get that up there and everything back, and I cannot believe how damaged my gear was right here, so I will do so as well. Didn't notice. Sup. Though there is a solution or maybe a handy trick, the glyph of reinforcement actually reduces the durability loss if you die a lot. Though I would suggest maybe getting sign intensity etc. With the greater glyphs it's pretty damn good. Tip number 2, well, it doesn't count for me since I'm rich AF and I don't need money anymore, but of course loot everything, and if you can't, then sell something, put it in the stash and come back to loot everything. It's absolutely worth it. This is a classical RPG, and in those kind of RPGs you want the loot to be the Witcher 3. Always check your surroundings, make sure to not miss anything, especially as those high value items such as onions. Just kidding, of course, the weapons. Tip number 3, of course, using oils for combat efficiency is crucial. Back then you had to activate them manually. Now you don't need to anymore. Simply go to escape or on the console HUD, the corresponding thing, gameplay, and then automatically apply blade oils. It's gonna be your game changer, making you so much stronger. I know some guys of you out there, they actually don't use oils at all to have a tougher time in The Witcher. While I can understand that, I would recommend doing so for the first playthrough on Deathmarch anyways, to really, yeah, have a good time and not lose. Tip number 4, time planning. Actually, some enemies or mobs etc. or even events can occur at certain times. So use meditation to simply change the time of the day. You can also cancel it, right, of course, and then you have the fitting time and know, now it's snowing here in Toussaint. How come that? That's a mod. Check out my mod video if you want to know how I got this icy Toussaint. It's not too icy right here, right? Why is that? I know another location that is pretty impressive with the ice. It's Beaucaire Palace. It seems like this mod has some kind of progression system for the ice though, which is awesome, because in my last videos this was extremely snowy, wind was blowing. That was cool. Great that this is some kind of dynamic thing. Now, quick tip number 5, you have a leveling grinding spot. It's called the Drowner glitch. For that I would totally suggest you guys to get the Killer Whale potion going and then go to western from Hangman's Alley at this very location where I am right here. It's still western from Krau's Perch. If you don't know where that is, then you likely haven't played the game. And yeah, here at this very location. And it's that simple. You will kill drowners here with your crossbow forever, and I would totally suggest to get the bolts, awesome bolts, because I'm not one-shotting them here at level 100 with scaling on, but you will be able to fast travel, fast level so much. It's gonna be awesome for your Geralt, I promise. Try it out. Yeah. Tip number 6, prioritization of quests. There is a certain order for you that I would recommend to take quests. Well, of course, play the quest you want, but if you want to be efficient, the most XP is gotten by main quests. The second most XP is gotten by secondary quests. The third most by Witcher contracts, and the fourth most by treasure. How come that? It seems like it's in the experience order. Though you have to consider making a low-level quest or doing one is of course not that efficient anymore because it doesn't grant you any XP. So yeah, you have to consider your current level as well. Tip number 7, the mutagen skill tree. Make sure to make the most use out of your builds. I have a ton of build guides out there. It's pretty deep for The Witcher 3, considered with industry opponents such as Assassin's Creed, etc. Now, the one I recommend the most is the Euphoria Toxic build, maybe with strong blows or with weaker ones, but there are also, of course, Art, Blow, and other insane builds out there. Simply check my build videos and go for one. Don't build like the classic all-rounder Geralt, I wouldn't recommend that. Of course, you still can if you want to, but if you want to get the most out of a certain play style, then you definitely have to commit. Specialization always wins in this case. Tip number 8, the best alchemy talents. The best alchemy talents are, in my opinion, Hated Tolerance, Acquired Tolerance, Synergy, Hunter Instinct, and Killing Spree. Awesome combination to really kill your foes. Alchemy build still the main in Witcher 3. Tip number 9, use the environment for your advantage. And by that I of course mean using glyphs. Get down those enemies with art. Pretty easy, right? Knock them off. Flutch. Insta-kill. Easy life. Use choking points to stun your enemies right there and maybe, yeah, just trash them here and use Axi, crowd control and have the best time of your life while you can like spin to win through the enemies on that particular pair of stairs. Keep that in mind, that your environment can be your friend. Don't let enemies surround you. Use the environment, and if there's like an exploding barrel, you better ignite it, right? Alrighty, make right face. Tip number 10, and we need our many Roach. Now Roach is great, has some gallop, cannot do it here, though it doesn't matter. Roach has an automatic riding feature. If you simply press the shift or the gallop or the canter button, and Roach will automatically follow paths. Now the best thing is, if you are outside of a city and can gallop, you normally would consume stamina. Roach doesn't consume stamina right here. If I use the gallop and have the automatic path following, how do I turn it on? It's always turned on. Simply don't use your movement stick or WASD, and yeah, Roach will simply follow the path, not consuming stamina while moving through Toussaint. Isn't that great? Oh, there's some snow on the roofs, but it's going away. Why is that? I didn't sign up for a no snows Toussaint, though I really love the color of this lake. If you have been to Lake Louise, you really know, yeah, that can totally be true with glaciers. Tip number 11, the best potions. In my opinion, I always have the Thunderbolt for more damage, always the Swallow for vitality regeneration, it's insane, Tawny for more stamina regeneration, incredibly handy, as well as Maribor Forest for adrenaline points. So all the things I need, adrenaline, stamina, damage, and of course health, everything in my repertoire. And this is the perfect setup for me for most of the situations. Of course, there might be situations where black blood is better, of course, when fighting vampires in the DLC, e.g. Tip number 13, toxicity. Keep in mind when consuming those potions I just mentioned that your toxicity level raises, and I already presented you the top alchemy talents. Simply take care of your toxicity level. If you consume too much, Geralt is gonna suffer from it, and he doesn't like that pretty much because, yeah, he will eventually lose some health. So keep that in mind and don't forget about it. Tip number 13, monster nest farming, here seen on the interactive Witcher 3 map, which you can use to filter out all of the monster nests in the world. It could be considered an exploit. You simply kill the monsters, take out everything except for one item, and then you go to sleep. No, you meditate for 5 days or so, and then the monster nest will be filled again, and you can refarm it, take out everything except for one item, kill everyone, meditate for 5 days straight, and then redo it. Infinite mutagen farming strategy. It's quite awesome. Keep that in mind. Tip number 15, loot selling management. Of course, you have to consider when having so much loot, maybe you got a mod for no weight at all, you need to go to the right places to sell your loot. I would always sell armor and weapons to smiths. I usually go this route from the Grandmaster Smith to that blacksmith, and yet the armorer here in Toussaint in the DLC, as well as for Novigrad, of course, specific vendors for specific items, otherwise they will be broke as well, so keep that in mind. Remember those awesome Tawny Grounds quests? Wow. with the ray tracing, it kind of looked like you can fall down here in the first moment. But yeah, of course, it's just a mirror of the surrounding buildings. Really in love with the next gen ray tracing upgrade. And right now with image generation, I'm able to rock more than 100 FPS, which is of course AI enhanced. Yeah, I know, but it's looking awesome. And if you consider that this game is so old and has been out there since 2015, received a next-gen update. Yeah, still awesome service by CD Projekt Red. Did you know that you can do all the awesome stuff here in the Corvo Bianco vineyard when you finish the game? Except for just hanging up stuff and showing off, you can also make really awesome use of it. E.g. placing trophies. No, but you should really check out this room after you finish the game. You're gonna get an awesome item. I'm not gonna spoil you what item it is, because you will likely need some time if you watch this video to finish the game, and I want you to experience it yourself. Simply keep that in mind, go back to Corvo Bianco and go to your room and loot it. Alright, that's it for today. I hope you learned a little bit out there, and maybe we will see each other in one of the last videos where I told you about all the glitches and exploits or so in The Witcher are in that video, which might be helpful as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will speak to you in the next video, and goodbye.